Hi, I'm Katie from Ornamental Trees, and in this video I'm going to show you how to correctly prune an apple tree. Pruning your apple tree will help to keep it happy, healthy and in good shape, as well as encourage good fruit production. The same pruning advice applies to both apple and pear trees, so if you're pruning a pear tree, you can use this video as a guide. However, please bear in mind that this guide is specifically for standard apple and pear trees, as opposed to trained trees, such as cordons and espaliers, which have different pruning requirements. Depending on the size of your tree, you'll need one or more of the following: secateurs for pruning smaller branches, loppers or shears to extend your reach and for the bigger branches, a pruning saw for even larger branches, protective gloves and any other protective gear where appropriate. You may also need a ladder to increase your reach if the tree is very tall. Make sure your tools are clean, sharp and in good condition. The best time to prune most apple trees is in the winter when they are dormant, which is normally between November and March. There won't be any leaves on the tree, which will make it easier to see what exactly you're pruning and which branches to remove. Please note that trained apple trees such as cordons and espaliers are best pruned in late summer. On established apple trees, pruning is mostly about keeping them happy, healthy and in good shape. The overall aim is to have an open goblet-shaped crown for your tree with well-spaced branches. This allows for plenty of air and light circulation within, which will help the fruit to ripen. You should aim to remove no more than 10 to 20% of the overall canopy in a single season. Avoid over-pruning. If your tree hasn't been pruned in a long time and needs a lot of work, we recommend spreading it out over 2 or 3 winters. Firstly, you should identify and remove any dead, diseased or damaged branches. For dead wood, make a clean cut just above the branch collar, which is the swollen area where the branch meets the trunk. If the branch is diseased, damaged or broken, cut it back to healthy wood, which should not be black or discoloured. Next, look for any branches that are crossing or rubbing against each other and prune these away to prevent damage and overcrowding. Keep the strongest, healthiest looking branch. Large branches or shoots growing inwards towards the centre of the tree should be removed to encourage that open goblet shape. Downward growing branches that are low on the tree should also be pruned away, as they will receive little light and be less productive. Remove any suckers growing directly from the base of the tree. If your tree has any long, straight stems sprouting upwards from the main branches, then these should be removed as well. These are known as water shoots, and they're often caused by over-pruning in previous years. Shorten the previous year's growth on each of the main branches by about 1/3, making sure to cut just above an outward-facing bud. Leave young side shoots unpruned, so that they can develop fruit buds later. If your tree is very large, or too large to be pruned safely, consider consulting a professional tree surgeon. If your tree is young, pruning tends to be more formative and is done to encourage a good framework of branches. In this case, a larger proportion of growth should be removed. What you should prune will vary according to how old your tree is. On an unfeathered maiden tree with no side branches, cut the bare stem back to about 75 centimetres above ground level, just above a bud. There should ideally be about 3 or 4 healthy buds below this point. On a feathered maiden tree, you should select 3 or 4 strong side shoots and cut these back to about half their length, to an outward facing bud. These shoots should radiate from the top of the tree's main stem. Any additional side shoots should be removed. If the tree has a main upright stem, remove this to just above the topmost side shoot. On a 2-year-old tree, you should select 8 or 9 side shoots to form the main framework of branches. Cut these shoots back to about half their length, to an outward or upward facing bud. Remove any unwanted or crowded shoots, as well as any new shoots that are crowding the centre of the tree. If the tree has produced a strong upright shoot in the centre, remove it to keep the centre of the crown open. On a 3-year-old tree, cut back new growth by about 1/4 of the length. Side shoots emerging from the main branches should be left unpruned for carrying fruit in the future, unless they are rubbing against each other. Any growth that crowds the centre of the tree should also be removed. When you've finished pruning, you can put your twigs and branches into compost or dispose of them in a garden waste bin. If composting, we recommend shredding or breaking down any larger branches. Always remember to take your time and prune with care. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch our other video guides for more tree care advice.